Philip removed his hands from Emmeline's throat, but Emmeline did not stir. Her eyes remained open, unfixed, misty with death. "Emmy, oh my Emmy, my little Emmy." With a choke sob, Philip pulled his dear little girl tight, who was now a very dead little girl, into his arms and wept.
After that, Philip Burns killed himself. He set the house ablaze, then slit his own throat with a knife. Torching the house may seem like something of a waste, but if he had not, he would not have been buried with his wife and child. I had to make it look like an accident. Of course, Emmeline was not there to witness that, but she found out in due time. And this is the end of the sad story of Emmeline Burns. I open and close my mouth, but no sound comes out. I don't know what to say. I had already suspected it. Vague speculations about her being an internet celebrity aside, but I have no doubts left in my mind after hearing Emily's story. This girl is no Emily. I knew she was no Emily from the moment she introduced herself. Emmeline holds one hand to her throat, rubbing it gently as if nursing a cold. I wish he had not choked me. I imagined he did it because he thought it would be less violent than stabbing me. But it took so long to die. 3 whole minutes. Worst of all, I could still think during that time. I could grieve, I could suffer. It gave me enough time to form regrets, and maybe that's why I could not die properly. Emmeline shifts, resting her hand against the top of her own gravestone. Unlike the ghosts in films, her hand does not pass through it. Instead, her fingers make contact, firm and solid, and I even see her shiver when the coldness of the stone permeates her pale skin. Maybe Grandmother Patience was right. Father does not have the willpower required to see things through until the end. Not even murder. I suppose I should congratulate him for trying, though. He really did try. It hurt horribly. I open my mouth, but I don't know what to say. How can I reply to that? What must have felt like being betrayed so deeply by your own dad? I don't know, because I don't have one of my own. Of course, this isn't true in the strictest sense of the word. I am not a product of a divine conception, and a human man did have a hand in my existence. I don't feel like I have a dad, though. Mum never talks about him, and I never thought to ask. I know Mum doesn't like thinking about Cyril Andrews, or that git as she calls him when she's in a charitable mood. She calls him far worse when he's not, and I do not like thinking about him either. I don't have much to think about anyway. I've never met him before. I've only seen his face in photographs, and Mum threw most of those away. I can't say I blame her, given how he reacted to the news of her pregnancy. Apparently, he tried to coerce her into having an abortion, and when that didn't work, he turned tail and fled. Didn't even leave a note. What a git. I always thought I should hate Saul, but I don't even know him well enough for that. Instead, all I feel is an absence of feeling guilty. Really, apathy. Now I can't help but wonder who has it worse, even though I know making such a comparison is unfair. Is it Emmeline, whose dad loved her dearly, to such an extent it wrung the life right out of her lungs? Or is it me, whose dad loved me so little he ran away before I was born, and never tried to talk to me? They're both bad in their own ways, and if me mum had bowed to Sal Andrews' wishes, I would be dead too. The fact remains, however, I am not. Emmeline, meanwhile, is.